Alright, hello everyone. Sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled tanking and collapse of a young team in its first season. But we do need to check down on the farm and see how things are doing. So this might be like a little mini episode, I guess. I say mini, but I'll probably end up rambling for another 15 to 20 minutes. So this will just probably be the next episode where I just focus on getting our farm system right, because I haven't really checked it much at all since the season started. And of course, we'll see if there's any changes that could probably happen with the Major League roster. The offense isn't really the biggest of my concerns as it comes to the Major League roster. We really don't have like a strong first baseman, but that's mainly because he's injured. So as far as that's concerned, as everything else is concerned, the roster is actually putting up pretty decent numbers. It's really just pitching that's being really just awful. So, but we'll check it all here on our between all of our affiliates. So the New Orleans Zephyrs, who I believe I think that's, yeah, what they are. A lot of these teams are still real, so a lot of them still exist. A lot of them have since rebranded. I can't speak to much of them. I know that the Tigers affiliates are still the same in this game as they are in real life, because I watch the Tigers. That's my team. So, but here in New Orleans, taking a look across the roster, what I'm really going to look for here is ages and performances. So I'm going to try and balance out our minor leagues with players who are at levels where they probably shouldn't be, and with players who probably should be somewhere else, because there are some dudes who are pretty old just wasting away at the wrong place. So we have Henry Mateo, who is 28, and this guy's probably going to end up being like a fringe Major League guy. I mean, you see he's got the Expos gear on in the picture, so clearly he is a Major League player, but I guess just for whatever reason in this game, he's just kind of a, I don't know, like a quadruple A player, but he's got an OPS that is what, about over 900, right? Is that, yeah, it's about a 900 OPS, or, you know, I mean, obviously a little bit more. What's that, 921 OPS, I think? And he's hitting 337, so he's one of the best hitters here in AAA. But of course, as we know, at the Major League level, we have Jose Vidro, who's one of our best hitters, and then of course Christian Guzman, who is another one of our best hitters on the team. So we are not hurting in the middle infield. So Henry Mateo might be, I guess, a trade piece, I guess. I mean, that was the other thing too about doing a minor league kind of update, just to see what kind of guys we can look to shop around, because I'm going to see if I can do that too. Maybe move some prospects for some pitching pieces. I'll cut a lot of that trade finding out, because I need to figure out how trading in this game works and what does work and what doesn't work. So, but that is Henry Mateo. He's one of our better hitters down here on the farm, but he's 28. I don't know what kind of contract. AAA indispensable, yeah. So this guy's inexpensive. I mean, he wouldn't hurt to keep around. He's probably a good bench piece, because I don't know if Jose Vidro is going to be a guy who's going to be around for a while. He's only 30, but he's only got a year left at that AAV. So I can't imagine Jose Vidro is going to be a long-term piece of the team. So maybe Henry Mateo is a guy that we just keep, I guess. Can he play? Yeah, he's utility, so he can play second base. We can. Oh, he's already playing second base at AAA. I'm an idiot. So we might be able to rely on him. The thing is, the numbers, I don't understand, like, these stats, these attributes. I don't know if these change. So if he has like a great season, are these attributes going to go up after the season's over to reflect that, or is he just always going to be a 41, 54, 45, 65 guy? Because that's kind of scary. That concerns me. I don't know. So yeah, then we have JD Corey, who's also putting up pretty impressive numbers here. He is 23. This is probably like a true prospect that we actually do have. His numbers are decent. His average is pretty good here, but the OBP, I think, is a little bit low. But I think he's fine here at AAA. Then we have, of course, Wes King, another middle infield guy who's hitting fairly decently in AAA here, an OPS well over 880. And yeah, he's 24, so we seem to have a pretty good middle infield here in AAA. It's interesting to see here. Jason Scott is our DH. Maybe I can get without DH. I don't know how or where New Orleans is playing here, the DH rule with AAA here. I don't know if they abide by the same thing between the International League and, you know, whatever. But either way. Okay, so Ryan Church. He's listed here. He's got the little top 100 prospects thing listed here. He's a real person, but he's 26 years old, and his numbers are not great. He's not hitting that well, really, at all, so that's kind of concerning. But you know, he's 26. He's not going to go down. He's just going to, I guess, have to figure it out here at AAA. You know, just have to figure it out in New Orleans, I guess. And then we have Ivan Vu Carino. What a name. What an interesting name. He's also got that 100 prospect mark. He's 24 here, and he's also not hitting the best. The OPS is okay, I guess, but he's still not hitting very well for average. He hasn't stolen any bases either, which is, you know, I don't need you to steal bases, especially as a first baseman. I don't need you to do that, but, you know, to have 0, you know, come on. This is one of the guys I'm talking about here who's 36. He's an auto-generated guy as well, but he is 36. You know, he's just a guy, I guess. He's just a vet who just has to be here because we need someone to play catcher in AAA. Brandon Harris is 24. He's also a real person. Is that Cubs gear that he's wearing? Did we get him from the Cubs? His OPS is a freaking nightmare. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, he's here. This is kind of a mediocre roster, I guess. I was hoping to see people that maybe should move or should be somewhere else. I think when I first flipped through this before recording, Henry Mateo was someone who was like, yeah, we got to figure out something to do with him. But I guess given like Jose Vidro's contract and, you know, the future of him and Guzman, I don't know. I don't want to say Henry Mateo is a future piece, but I mean, you know, that might be someone that we need who's going to end up playing one of those two positions for us, you know, next year. If we don't really upgrade at either of those positions, we might need him. So at 22 here, we have Ricky Matthews, who is one of the better hitters as well down here in AAA. Can I mess with these lineups? Yeah, I guess I can. I mean, I don't know why I would. I don't know if these are auto. Whenever it suggests to auto switch them around, I just do because, you know, I'm not going to go that thorough in mixing things up. We have 3 shortstops on the bench in Toledo, 3 of them. And I don't think any of them are doing much of anything. So, yeah, I mean, maybe these are guys that could get moved around for something here. This guy's 26. He's hitting pretty well. You'd think that maybe he could play, but yeah, I guess behind Wes King and Henry Mateo, there's not really a place for a guy like him. So maybe that's a person that gets moved. So we seem to have a wealth of middle infield guys throughout the organization that we probably don't need. So that might be something that we look at, but I guess the AAA roster from an offensive perspective is fine. I guess there's not really any kind of moves that I think should be made. So moving down to Harrisburg, I think the Senators is what they are. So we have Nate Bruce, who's 22. Yeah, this dude is freaking, oh my goodness. This dude is struggling mightily. I don't know if it's because he's the only lefty in this lineup. We have a switch hitter, but geez, dude, he's the only true lefty in this lineup. That is embarrassing. We should be embarrassed as an organization, as a team. We should be embarrassed. Geez. JJ Davis is 26. He probably shouldn't be here in AA. So that might be the first guy who needs to move. Is there someone? Yeah, I guess what? Ryan Church? Probably? Or no, because right, he's in the 100. Yeah, he's where he's gonna be. But we did have, yeah, was it Ricky Matthews? No, Ricky Matthews was hitting well. Yeah, is there anyone? There's a logjam, it appears, at an outfield. So yeah, maybe JJ Davis is someone who needs to get moved here because he's clearly hitting too well for AA, but there's not really a place for him in AAA or on the Major League roster, so he might need to just get gone. And then Roman A. Castro, which is another one here. He's 25. He probably shouldn't be here in AA. I mean, the numbers aren't like super crazy or anything like that. I mean, they're okay. The OPS rounds out pretty decent when you put those together, but both the slugging and the on-base percentage are not that great to me. But he's locking down third. And then Mike Larmore is 22. Yeah, he seems to be fine, fitting in here perfectly fine. Pete Trenuth? I think that's how you say it. He's 24. I think he's maybe a little bit old for AA. But, I mean, this is another middle infield guy who there's just no real wealth of room for. Jose Jackson, 23 here. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing Kazushita here. Is 21. I mean, maybe let's look at single A and see if there's really anything crazy about single A that jumps out. Because there might be a guy here in single A that should be moved where they're not. And then Alan Bluen, he's only 20, man, but he's lighting up single A. Just absolutely lighting things up. Ricky Garcia. Man, we really need help at first base, don't we? There's not much going on first base-wise, is there? That's not very good here. Mitch Vargas is 24. He probably needs to be in Double A. At the least, he needs to be in Double A playing here. Is there anyone that can be moved from? Or I mean, I guess if we trade, I guess I'll. Oh no, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. This is a problem. This is the first problem right here. So Mark Hernandez is rotting away here in Double A. He's only 18 years old. He should not be here. He needs to be in Single A. And Mitch Vargas is probably who needs to be up there. But his secondary position is first. So maybe that's the pivot that needs to happen. Maybe he needs to go to first base. I don't know. And we need to get rid of one of these first basemen, I guess. Because Mark Hernandez is a center fielder, so he should not be here. If we have someone else who can even moderately do that, then he needs to be doing that. I don't know why he is wasting away up there. Yeah, maybe we just send up Geraldo Pena because we need to get someone else out there. But Terry Radinsky, can you play? He doesn't have a secondary position. He's only going to play right field. Oh, man. So I guess that's why. I guess that is why he is up here. Mark Hernandez is up here rotting away at Double A's because we don't have any other center fielders that could do that could play this position. We don't have really any center field prospects, I guess, which is another concern. You'd think some of these outfielders could probably play that, but yeah, dude, all these guys secondary position, first base. Wow. Yeah, it looks like Geraldo Pena. Maybe we'll just send him up because it'd just be better for Mark Hernandez's development if he was down at Single A. So, man, I'm going to need to write all this down. There's a lot of moves here. We're creating a logjam of moves. I thought it would be better if I recorded this and talked through it, but I'm just further confusing myself. There's a lot of older guys, too, just sitting on the bench here. Jeez, man, this is something else. This is a whole mess of dudes. Ah, boy, oh boy. 24 years old. So we got two first basemen just sitting here. I mean, a 27-year-old sitting on the bench in Double A. I mean, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Maybe he should just go down to Double A, and then one of these guys should go up. Should go up to Triple. That's probably what we're gonna do. Okay. All right. I think what I'll do here is I'll cut out now, and then I'm going to make all of these moves. I'm going to write all these down, make all of these moves, and then we'll cut back in, and I'll kind of surmise what all happened. All right, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm cutting back in now, looking over the pitching staff. So I wrote down a bunch of names offensively that I'm going to shuffle around. What ended up, or I guess rather what I saw to be a better idea is I'm just going to set our trade block with a lot of the guys that I think need to get gone, because there's a lot more guys that I want to move out of our farm rather than shuffle around, if that makes sense. So there is a move I did make. Let me see if I can show it to you here in the batting order. So yeah, there is a move I did make. So I put, well, I guess I need to put him in. So Matt Drumright, I'm going to put here in Triple A, and I moved Ivan Vukarina down to Double A since he was kind of struggling. So he's listed as one of our top 100 prospects. He's certainly not playing like it. Matt Drumright is playing infinitely better, but he is a few years older than Karina is, so I figured he would probably make more sense here in AAA. Let Karina work on the bat maybe a little bit in AA, but that's going to be all the offensive moves we're going to make. Let's do, yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, so looking over the pitching rotation here, I did it just undo my move? I think it did. I think it just undid my move. So the move I tried to make was I tried to move Nelson Connor down to Double A since he's got an ERA over 4 and he's only 21 years old. So I don't think he's really ready for the show. The rest of the AAA rotation is doing decently, and then down here in AA we have Bill Carroll, who I tried sending to New Orleans because he's got a sub-2 ERA over 45 innings pitched with 35 strikeouts and only 8 walks at 24. So I think he's a guy who's kind of budding right now and should probably be pitching at least in New Orleans. But I guess when I optimized the rosters, the game didn't seem to like that too much, so I'm going to have to go in and manually fix it. There's a couple bullpen arms that I really want to highlight here as well. Lee Savins has a sub-1 ERA here over 40 innings pitched. at just 23. So that's an arm to keep an eye on here. There's actually a few bullpen arms that I was flipping through here that are kind of crazy. Like Gabe Rader here has a .21 ERA over 42 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts to 3 walks. This dude definitely needs to be pitching, probably in Double-A, but I mean, there's not many areas, I guess, for movement as much as you look around here. We have some of these guys like this guy who's just kind of just rotting away, like he's a real person, but you're here Double-A for us for some reason. I don't know. I kind of don't want to mess with the minor league rosters that much anymore after flipping through it as much as we have, just because, I mean, clearly it's set up in a certain way to work. I know we've had a ton of injuries here in the minors as well, so the rosters I'm looking at could very well just be what they are because of injuries. So once people come back, it'll make a little bit more sense. People will get moved around and stuff as I keep letting the game auto-shuffle the deck. So, you know, I'm not sure to what extent in this game I need to be, like, actively editing and working on, you know, the rosters. I think it can probably just exist how it is. But regardless, I'm going to set our trade block. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to edit our trade block with the guys that I believe we need to kind of focus on getting out of here. So the first is going to be Josh Lebandaria. I think that's it. But we're going to put him on here. I don't think there's much we can get from him at 26. We have a wealth of middle infield guys. He's hitting pretty well. I think there's a team that could probably see a little bit of value in him. So we're going to put him there. And then also Martin Talbot is another one who really doesn't provide much for us, but he's 25. And again, we just don't have really a huge use for a guy like him with as many middle infield guys as we do have. So we're going to put him there. And then moving to Harrisburg now, of course, there's a few guys we want to move. Raymond A. Castro, yeah, does not need to be here. No reason he is here. Also, Matt Sipecki is kind of getting log jammed. There's no room for him either, so I believe he's got to get moved out. And then, of course, J.J. Davis is another guy we need to move on from as well. And that's probably going to be it as far as the minors are concerned. And then there's some guys here on the major league roster that I kind of want to put up too. Like Vidro should be like a deadline piece. I don't think Vidro should be on this team post the deadline. Like, we really, you know what I mean? Like, at his AAV, like, I don't see us really re-signing him. And I'm kind of curious to see what the league is going to offer for a guy like him, because he's hitting pretty well, but he's owed a lot of money for the rest of the season. There might be a contending team that sees a lot of value in a guy like Jose Vidro, so I kind of think we should put him on the block now just to see what we could get for him. I know it's going to make him upset, but it is what it is. You know, because Guzman's a guy that we're stuck with at that hit, so it's fine, you know. But Vidro, if he's on an expiring deal, I don't see any reason why we should be holding on to him for this whole season. We're clearly not competing. Another one is kind of Castilla. We have him for another year, so I guess this year we really don't need to move him. But he's already 37, so he was just a guy that I would put on just to see if maybe he could fetch something for us. So that's about what the block is going to look like. We have a wealth of players on there, and then I'm not going to go out and seek any trades. I'm going to see if we get any offers and stuff in the next couple videos and things. But I know I set out here to do a whole bunch of movements and stuff with our minor league rosters, but I kind of don't want to rock the boat here after flipping through it with all the injuries and stuff going on. I don't think we really have like a strong core of prospects that we're really like waiting on, and the ones that we are actually like kind of doing well. Like, you know, offensively, we have guys down here, especially in New Orleans, who are hitting pretty well. Like Wes King, you know, I like Wes King's numbers. If he continues to hit like that, then awesome. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not super worried. This Wes King could very easily be our replacement for Jose Vidro here. But he doesn't have secondary position. Of course he doesn't. Why would he? But Henry Mateo, you know what I mean? Like that could be someone who, you know what I mean, we could easily slot in for Vidro. So I'm not super worried. So that is going to be, I guess, the minor league update. I'll try and keep it at the 20-minute mark here. and get out of here so we can get into the real meat in the next episode, which is going to be the month of June. So, bit of a sidetrack here. I just wanted to look over the minors, see how everything was going, and show you guys how that stuff is going. I know I didn't show any of the records. Our farm systems are really not doing that good. I guess I'll show that really quickly before we get out of here. But yeah, you see the Zephyrs are 29 and 24. They are just a few games over 500. Harrisburg is 28 and 24, sitting second in their division, but they're behind quite a bit. And then Portsmouth is a game under 500, but still only 3 games out from their division. So that's how our farm system is kind of stacking up. Not that the standings really mean much of anything, but yeah, that's how things are. A lot of our farm is doing a whole lot better than our Major League team, which of course is 17 and 34, the worst record in Major League Baseball. So when we come back in the next episode, though, we are going to get into the month of June, and I did mention in the update video on the channel that I figured out how to record gameplay for this game. So we are going to have gameplay in the next episode for the month of June. I'm not sure which games we'll highlight, but I will show some gameplay. So I hope to see you guys in the next episode when we finally get into month 3 of the season.